Hey, what's going on, guys? Somebody's Gun here, going to be showing you the best drop spots of Season 8 Arena Just Reset, and I want to hook you guys up with the best drop spots, so we're going to go through a number of them. Hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get right to it. So first and foremost, I'm starting with Flopper Island. The reason why I'm doing this is because I believe this is the easiest way to reach champs this season. All you're going to have to do is fish and sit there and wait. It's going to take some patience. And if you don't want to simply just try and do a heal strat, you can play from this position with likely the best heals in the game after you fish all the spots at Flopper Island and a decent loadout. The only downside to landing at this POI is going to be the lack of metal. There's tons of brick, tons of wood, you could get that all easily. The position is alright, but with the spire, with boats, you're going to be easily able to rotate out of this POI. But you don't necessarily need to rotate out. You're going to be able to fish, use the campfires, as well as the different floppers, and even if you want to small fry strat, you could use small fries as well to stay alive and get easy placement points in this season. Now, we'll see what winds up happening as the season goes on, but as I was playing the first day of the arena reset, you were getting top 25, maybe even top 15 or top 10 before the first zone closes. So basically, by the time you finish looting and fishing, you're already getting tons of placement points, and this is going to allow you to easily get to champs. It'll likely get harder and harder as it goes on and as the bus fare increases, but either way, you're going to be able to do this. And if you want, you can combine the flopper or the Flopper Island heal strat with the orchard, which is what I did here. First try, really didn't even practice or think through this too much. All I did was go get as many heals as I could, grab some small fries, and then rotate over to orchard. Was able to get top 5, so easily you could get much better if you were practicing and doing this on a regular basis. So that's the first drop spot. The next spot is the IO base north of Dirty Docks. I liked landing here when Dr. Sloan was spawning nearby, but she's moved. Either way, this is still a good spot. It's something that could go unnoticed, but you're going to be able to get an IO chest and an IO card. That is consistent good loot and shields, as well as consistent movement, and that's really all you can ask for as a solo. There's going to be a couple different ways you could play this, as well as just sitting here farming out all the metal and then playing this slowly. You can either rotate to the west and grab the floor spawns nearby, or you can rotate east, go down to the fishing area and fish yourself. I really like fishing this season, so I would recommend finding a way to get fishing into your drop spot. In third is going to be the Sweaty Crash Site. I really like this place because you can max your brick in an instant. You can basically get max brick within the first 15-30 seconds of landing, as well as get tons of loot. The only problem with this POI is 1, there's no metal, and 2, it's going to be very spread out. So what I recommend doing is finding a place within the POI that you like to land. For me, it's going to be the easternmost side of the crash site. I like to land there and gather the chest nearby, hit one of the shadow rocks, and then loot while using a shadow rock. I find this very important because it helps you loot faster, it helps you move quicker, and you're much less likely to get beamed if you're using one of the shadow rocks. You have to be careful because players are going to be all over this area, but one of the cool things is after you finish your looting and get yourself to where you want to be, you can quickly rotate into Holly or Believer Beach and get yourself a nice third party into one of the fights happening in one of those POIs. That is why I really like this spot, and this is where you'll find me most of the time. This one is for you fighters. For the people that want to fight off spawn, Lazy Lake, Misty Meadows, and Believer Beach are going to be the most contested. I've played for about 6 or so hours today, as well as tons of play during the preseason. These are consistently the most contested POIs, so if you want to land at a POI, I would recommend doing one of these. I can't really say you should wind up landing at X spot at one of these POIs, because a lot of times it's going to be reactive towards what your drop is like and where other players are landing. Sure, you can 50-50 chests, do whatever you want. This is up to you. For me, not necessarily where I want to land. I'm not really a huge fighter. I can fight decently, but I don't want to be risking my points based on the fighting. If that's you, if you guys want to fight off spawn, land at Lazy, Believer, or Misty. That way you guys can get your action and get involved in the early game fights. Other than that, the rest of these are going to be for you guys. Now back to some more low-key POIs. I like landing at the slurp truck near the John Wick house and then rotating over to the John Wick house. You can simply just jump in the truck, back it up, get all your shield, then take it straight towards the John Wick, unless you see something in one of these 2 floor spawns or 3 floor spawns that you want to grab before you rotate. One of the reasons I really like this spot is because of the metal. You're going to be able to consistently and quickly walk out of here with almost always capped metal, depending on how quickly you want to rotate out. There's enough chests, there's enough floor spawns around here that are going to make this usable. You can also rotate in different directions to put yourself in a better spot, but I really like this POI. It's more low-key, and you can add fishing. You're going to get all your materials, you're going to get enough loot, and you start off with 200 full HP, which I really like. So that's why I'm recommending you go John Wick, use the slurp truck, and gather all that metal. I'm not exactly sure to call this drop. We're going to call it the ski place, and this is a nice spot, again, to be able to get metal. That's what I'm focusing on, because this season is going to be particularly hard to farm metal at non-large name POIs, and if you don't want to contest them, well, good luck finding some metal. So that's what I've kind of prioritized in this video, is metal, shield, loot, and then the ability to rotate out of here. So for this ski place, you're going to be able to get all your metal up, you're going to get enough chests, as well as move down the mountain and get some additional loot. That's going to be one of the best spots for me this season, especially because if you want to go and add fishing that I've talked about at the other POIs, you can do that at this spot as well. But the metal, the loot, all going to be good enough for you to be able to play out as a solo. Last, but honestly probably least, is going to be the lighthouse all the way up in the northwest corner. I do enjoy this spot specifically because you're going to once again be able to get metal from the outside of stealthy. You can also fish, you're going to get a decent bit of loot. It's just a really hard place to land if you're going to be contested, so you might have to bail, especially if you don't get the best drop, but that's up to you. This is going to be a more mats based drop, especially because you're going to consistently get all your materials, wood, brick, and metal from this POI, or at least from the nearby area of this non-named POI. So land here if you want. You can also add fishing to it. You can go to the shark. You can go grab stuff out of coral, rotate into stealthy, get some fish as well. So there's a lot of different options. There's a lot of flexibility, and that's why I like this spot. You get the match, you have the flexibility, and it's all wrapped up into one solid spot. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you found a POI that is going to work for you. I know that I've been landing in a couple of these spots and been cranking up my arena points, as you could probably see throughout the video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content. I'm Somebody's Gun, and I will see you guys next time.